What's the deal, YouTube? First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched my last video and who liked and commented on it, and everybody who subscribed off that video. I really appreciate it. I got about 300 subscribers, and yeah, I just want to say I really appreciate that. So right here, I'm just balding his head out, and I dropped the ball on a little bit in the back because of the shape of his head. I got my one guard on with the lever open, which is putting the lever all the way down, and I'm gonna just go all the way up to about the edge of his head, keeping everything nice and even. After that, I took my guard off and I'm going up about an inch, and I'm gonna just once again keep everything nice and even all the way around. This video I only showed half of the head because I did the other half off camera because it's pretty much just the same exact steps. Now I left my lever in the middle, which is 2 notches up, and I'm just gonna flick from under that bottom line that we got all the way to the second line that we got. Pretty self-explanatory. I took my lever and it's 2 more notches, so I took my lever and I flicked it up one more time, and I went halfway into that guide that we got right there, that little area that we working in, and then after that I lifted all the way up, which is closest to the ball line I'm gonna get, which is closest to my trimmers. Then I flicked from under that first guideline that we got, and I just flicked up to it and knocked it out. Pretty much play with the lever, you feel me, after you do all that, to take any dark spots out, anything you see that you don't like, you can just play with the lever and knock it out. Now, since that first guideline is gone, and we had 2 guidelines to begin with, the second guideline right there, that's our first guideline now. So when you hear me talking about removing that guideline, I'm talking about that one right there. The first one is gone, so we're not even talking about that one no more. So right now I got my half guard on, my 0 guard, and I got the lever all the way down, which once again is open, and I don't got no specific measurements for how far I went up, but you can see right here how far I went up. Just make sure you're taking it up the same length all the way around. After that, I just close my lever and I'm gonna flick from under that line up to that line, pretty much try to take that line out as much as I can. It's not gonna come all the way out because I need to take my guard off and open my lever, but for right now, that's as much as it's gonna come out. This next step right here, you don't have to do this. I've seen some people do it and I see some people that don't do it, but what I'm gonna do is put my lever in the middle, still with my 0 guard on, and I'm gonna flick just a little bit higher than I did when I had the lever all the way closed, just to try to get it a little bit more blended in between the 0 guard closed and the 0 guard open. Do not go higher than you did with the 0 guard open, because you will end up pushing your fade up, and that's something you do not want to do in this situation. After that, I'm pretty much with my 0 guard on. You can pretty much just play with the lever and flick out any dark spots that you see that you don't want in your fade. Then, like I said earlier, you want to get that bottom line, that first line that we had. I want to get that out, so I just took my guards off and I just flicked out any dark spots that I seen that was in that first guideline that we initially had when we started to cut. Now I got my 1 guard with the lever up, which is closed, and I'm going all the way up to about right when I have my lever open with the 1 guard. I'm gonna just go up the same distance pretty much. For this next step, it's just pretty much whatever your client prefer, but I'm going to end up taking the top down with a 1 guard in between the open and the close. It's very important that you comb them hairs because you don't want to mess up any part of this part of the cut. Right here, I feel like I messed up the cut a little bit, but I ended up bringing it back and he ended up liking the cut. But I just got my 1.5 guard on with the lever closed, and I'm flicking up above the edge of his head where I had initially put the other guard with my 1 guard when the lever was open. Now I got my 1 guard with the lever open, and I'm just flicking up on top of when I have my 1 guard with the lever closed. I'm flicking over that, and then you can take your knots and you can put it in the middle, the lever, and you can put it in the middle, and then you can just try to flick out any dark spots you see. After that, I I got my 1.5 guard back on, and I'm gonna open the lever all the way up, and I'm gonna just go a little bit higher than I did when I had the lever closed. Doing a little detail work right here, trying to knock out any dark spots that I see. Another tip, you want to make sure the clippers is not flat on the head. You want to make sure you flicking out so you can get that desired blend that you want. Making sure I'm brushing down the hairs on his front edge up. I'm just finna get ready to line it up. Pretty much I'm just starting from the middle of his head, and I'm gonna bring it out to the left, and then I'm gonna go back to the middle and bring it out to the right, and then that's pretty much self-explanatory. I'm not gonna do too much explaining. Y'all can just watch it from here. Yes, right here where you see my trimmers at earlier, when I was cutting the top down, I did end up cutting it a little bit too low right there, and his waves, the part of his waves got knocked off, but I wasn't finna throw away this whole video just because of that. If you still watching, yes, I do excessively tap out the lineup, but I'm just trying to make sure it's as sharp and it's as straight to my liking as it could be. Some people could go in just one clean, nice and even time and get it as straight as they wanted it, but for some reason it take me a little bit longer. So yes, I do excessively tap at the lineup. This right here, I just want to show y'all what the lineup look like, what the whole cut look like before I put the enhancements on. Last video, somebody did make a comment and say something about you could just put enhancements and make the lineup look sharp. The lineup looked pretty sharp to me, and I ain't putting no enhancements on there. After that, I'm just making sure I put alcohol on everything, because I always do that before I put any enhancements or use the razor. Right there, that was just the enhancements that I use, and I'm just gonna spray them on. Right here, another example for the person who made that comment in the last video about the enhancements. As you can see, I oversprayed them with the enhancements, so I put some alcohol on the paper towel and I wiped it off. But as you can see, the lineup is still there and it's still sharp. I ended up messing up again. You're gonna see a little bit in a minute, and I just had to end up wiping it off again, and I sprayed it on lighter, and it came out to how I wanted it to look, so I just left it. Nothing negative towards that person, I just wanted to let that be known. I do appreciate anybody who take time out their day to comment on the video and let me know how they think the cut went though. With that being said, if you still watching, I really appreciate it if you let me know how you think the cut went. It don't have to be good. If you feel I did bad, just let me know, and I'll make sure whatever part of it that didn't appeal to you, I'll face it in my next video or my next cut. without further ado, this the cut. Once again, please let me know in the comments how you felt about the cut, and I really appreciate it if you like and subscribe.